Like you said, we work with newer businesses. Anybody that's been in business for at least 3 months is actually somebody that we can help get access to cash for their business.
So, from my understanding, you all work with new businesses. How new is new?
Correct. So, this term startup, right? Like everybody talks about startup business. If you were to go on, onto Shark Tank, right? And you tell them you got a startup business, you could be 10 years into making revenue in that business, but just not fully have reached your potential just yet, right? When you talk about like traditional financing or you talk about a bank, I'm not talking about Shark Tank, but I'm talking about like the banks, right? Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, those types of banks that are looking at businesses and saying, hey, we might extend them some capital. The way that they look at startups is basically anybody that's under 2 to 3 years in business. Because what banks actually want to see is like 2 to 3 profitable tax returns. So that's what banks are looking for, right? So we really take it a step much further. Like you said, we work with newer businesses. Anybody that's been in business for at least 3 months is actually somebody that we can help get access to cash for their business. And even if they're brand new, they haven't even started yet, if they're looking specifically at equipment, we can help them with equipment financing as well. So they don't even technically need to have made any revenue yet on the equipment side. Now, if you're looking for cash, you will have to have made a little bit of money because that's how it works, right? You got to show that you can afford it. But as far as like how we operate, we can go with as little as 3 months time in business for getting somebody cash in their business.
Okay, and so as far as what they will have to produce, as far as like bank statements, do they have to be an LLC? Can they be a sole proprietor? Can they be a partnership? Can you kind of like clarify just?
Yep, absolutely. So that's another great question. And if you are somebody that's looking for funding in your business, this is pretty much not just Rock Financial, but kind of across the board. As far as it goes right now in the landscape, you can get access to things like business credit cards or trade lines for your business right as soon as you start really getting that entity going. It could be a sole proprietorship, but as long as you show some signs of you growing it, you will be able to take advantage of some of that stuff. So there are some things that you can take advantage of immediately when it comes to capital in your business. As far as things that we help with, we're pretty much focused specifically on those businesses, like I said, that have at least 3 months time in business, because we need 3 business bank statements. So as long as you have 3 business bank statements, we can take a look at that for you. Whether you are an LLC or a sole prop or a partnership, that doesn't really matter. You just need a business checking account to get access to business funding, because that's how the whole thing works. They're going to want to deposit that money into a business checking account. They're going to want to pull payments out of a business checking account. And just to take that a step further, when I say they, I'm talking about lenders and banks. We're a broker, so it's a little different for us. We're not actually lending you our capital. What we do is we work with over 75 different banks and lenders. We know all of their guidelines inside and out. We help streamline that process for business owners to get from application to approval and ultimately approval to funding, because that can be a really rigorous process. And everybody believes they have the best product for you. So how do you kind of navigate between all of those? Well, we help you with all of that. We help you understand rates, terms, payment structures. We really go through everything, because we're in the information age. This is 2023 now, so we're in the information age where there is a lot of information available, but are you able to make a well-informed decision is the real question, right? So we get down to kind of the nitty gritty of what does each business actually qualify for and what are they doing with the money? And we use those things to make sense of what approvals that business owner has access to.